Alright, hey, here's Mega here, and this is the show and tell video for the KO Moto upgraded swing arm for Swingarm Lightbeat. So I bought one, alright, so I didn't buy one last year. I was thinking of buying it last year, and let me tell you the reason why I wanted to buy a new swing arm, alright. So I've cracked the swing arm on my Swingarm Lightbeat about 3 or 4 times already. So the support brace cracked. And then the support brace where like it's mounted to the frame cracked in several different places. It's just not a very strong swing arm, guys. Okay, and I think it's really holding me back in the races. All right, and it's only a matter of time before like I break it. Okay? I'm surprised it's not like broken yet, but it keeps on developing cracks. I take it to my fabricator guy and he welds it back up, and then it cracks again. So it's just never ending, you know. I'm just wasting money trying to repair something, okay? I'm sure I probably made it stronger than it was before by fixing the cracks, but yeah, man, it's just not strong enough. And I've had people tell me they've watched me race before on the racetrack, on the kart track, the Supermoto track, and they said they could see my swing arm flexing. All right, that's how soft the swing arm is, okay? It's not very stiff at all, all right? So, and it doesn't, you know, that's not good for handling, all right? So, I decided to get the KO swing arm, all right? So, this is the show and tell video for it. I didn't buy it. I was thinking of buying it last year, but then I bought the KO Moto F-Spec controller and motor, and I've been using it for a year, and it kind of pissed me off that KO Moto was all like, oh, now we can do free shipping, and I remember I paid like $100-something for the shipping to get it shipped from China to me, and then now it's free shipping. I could have saved like $100-something, so I was kind of pissed off, and I was like, well, I don't have money to buy the swing arm anymore. Well, and then fast forward to a year later, and I'm glad I didn't buy it. All right, so. There was problems with the early KO swing arms, right? The version 1, and this is a version 2 swing arm, supposedly, all right? They had threaded inserts in the swing arm, and there's people like stripping them or cracking them or something. It wasn't good. And then there's a problem with the brake nub. You know, the brake nub that the rear brake bracket sits on. It slides back and forth. They had problems with those breaking off or something. And hopefully they fixed that with the version 2, alright? So hopefully they fixed all those. So the other alternative would have been the EBMX swing arm, alright? That's the only other aftermarket swing arm that I know. And that one is upwards of like $1,000, alright? It's $1,000, and I believe they've designed it where it works with the YSS shock, alright? And I don't have the YSS shock. In my opinion, it's kind of ugly. It's really big and blocky, you know. This one is a little more elegant looking. That's what I say, okay? But anyway, yeah. So I went with the KO Moto swing arm. I got it on a Black Friday deal on eBikeZilla. All right, eBikeZilla was having a 15% off sale on all parts. All right, all parts, including KO swing arm. All right, they had a KO swing arm. I was like looking and looking. I was like, oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna buy it. That's a decent price. It was about $638, $637, somewhere around there. And this swing arm retails for $750. Okay, so I'm saving more than $100. All right. Yeah, I'm saving more than $100 on the swing arm, and it's like literally almost half the price of the EBMX one. So that's a no-brainer, you know, and it's a version 2. It's been improved from the version 1. Hopefully we're not going to have any problems with it. All right, and yeah, so that's a scoop. That's why I went with the KO one. It was cheaper. Okay, it's cheaper, and I think it looks better, you know. And you got different color choices. So here's some of the stuff from the KO website about the swing arm. All right, it's a new swing arm upgrade for the Swingarm. All right, it's designed in-house, and it features unique styling. All right, it's made out of rugged 6061 aluminum CNC construction with high quality finish. All right, it has a 50 millimeter additional extension, so it's 50 millimeters longer than the stock swing arm. When I assemble this, and I get both swing arms off of the bike, we will compare what they both look like. Okay. Obviously, this one is going to be longer. All right. The weight is approximately 2.9 kg. I will put a subtitle below how many pounds that is. We will compare the two also. My guess is it should be heavier than the stock swing arm, because the stock swing arm is so weak, man. It's stamped aluminum, and the quality of the aluminum they use is not good at all, because that's what my fabricator guy told me. Like, this thing is so hard to weld. It's the aluminum is very porous. All right, it's not very pure. All right, so the Swingarm used some kind of cheap material to make these swing arms. All right, in the frame and all that stuff. That's why it flexes a lot. All right. And it's very hard it's very hard for him to repair it. He had to use a lot of rod material to weld it. All right, you have to use like a TIG welder to weld on this on aluminum. Okay, it has a high quality anodizing. All right, I got the black swing arm with the red accents. All right, so they have different ones. I think they have black and silver. And then they have, let me see what colors they got here. They've got a blue, red, purple, and yellow. Okay, or like gold or something, all right? And I chose red because I have the red KO S-Spec motor, all right? And I've got a lot of kind of reds. I'm trying to make my bike kind of gray, black, and red type dealio, okay? So it's more aesthetically pleasing than the EBMX one. The EBMX one is just black, okay? Like I said, the EBMX one is kind of ugly looking. It says it comes with stunt pegs, all right? So they do have these pegs that stick out of the back, kind of like on those BMX bikes. I don't know if I'm going to use it. I'm probably going to use it for a swing arm slider is what I'm going to use it for, okay? That way I don't have to use my Supermoto sliders anymore. It also has a chain protector in plastic. It's replaceable. I don't know where you can buy the replacement, because I don't know. You know, it doesn't. I don't know where anywhere it's listed. And then it says self-assembly required. All right. So yes. So we're gonna go take a look at it right now. All right. And then I'll have to go assemble it. All right. One thing I'll tell you now, I'm kind of disappointed when we look at it is, one, it didn't come with instructions. No torque specifications, all right? There's nothing like that, all right? I don't know why you would sell something and not have an instruction manual for it, all right? Especially something that you have to bolt together. It's all bolt together, guys. Everything is screwed or bolted together. And every time you want to screw or bolt something, you gotta have a torque spec, guys. Even the Swingarm has torque specs, all right? But this swing arm doesn't. So that's not proper, all right? It should, you know, what I had to ask on the forum, or I had to ask on Discord, like what I have to do. And basically you just put it together, and then you use you tighten it as tight as you can, you know, you snug it, and then you put Loctite so the bolts don't come out. Okay, that's exactly what I'm gonna do, all right? And then it is a longer swing arm. So to run a longer swing arm, I'm gonna need 6 extra links is what they said, all right? So I'm running a 48 tooth sprocket, so 106 links is the stock sprocket length. This 106 links is the stock chain length, okay? So you got to add 6 links to that, makes it 112. So I bought a 112 link chain to put on this. Hayes Mega is also, I'm rebuilding the whole rear end of the bike, all right? So that will be a separate video, all right? When I get everything is going to come together, and that's going to be that video, right? The rear end rebuild. I've also got to rebuild the forks on this bike. So the 2023 season beat the bike out pretty bad, all right? And I'm going to have to refresh it for the next season, all right? The next year, basically. Okay, and so these are $750, like I mentioned. I got an e-Bikezilla for $637 on Black Friday. All right, so I think I got a pretty good deal on it, all right? And Hayes Mega hopefully will not have to deal with, you know, cracked swing arm anymore, and it'll be stronger, stiffer, and it'll be more stable. It's gonna, the wheelbase is gonna be a little bit longer now, so, you know, it won't wheelie as much. I'm not really sure how that's going to affect it, but it should make the bike more stable. All right, Hayes Mega has had a problem with the back skipping around sometimes, and I mean, I can attribute it to worn rear tires, okay? Hayes Mega should have replaced the tires like like at 3/4 of the way into the season. I'm not gonna lie, but I just kept the same tires on the whole year. All right, but I'm thinking maybe the bike will handle better with a longer swinger. All right, it should make launches easier because it's longer. And Hayes Mega does drag race this bike, and I whole shot it during the races, and it is a rocket off the line. Okay, and I don't really have any problems with the front coming up when I launch. So, but it could happen. That's what I'll say. If you pulled up enough, it'll come up. Okay. All right. So yeah. So now is the show and tell part. Okay, the showing. I'm gonna show you the swing arm, and then Hayes Meg is gonna assemble it, and that'll be the end of the video. All right, and then when I install it on the bike, that'll be during the rear end rebuild video. Okay, so look forward to that. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, here we are. We're gonna go unbox this KO swing arm. All right. So this is the cover for the box right here. All right. That's how it came to me. Also, I want to thank eBikeZilla. They hooked me up with the black and red swing arm. They actually had sold out of the black swing arm, the black and red ones. So what they did is they had a silver and red swing arm. All right, that's silver with the red accents, and they just took one of the other ones with the black swing arm, and then they swapped the black part with the silver part. All right, so thank you. I thank you guys at eBikeZilla. Make sure you go, you head on over there and buy parts from them, guys. I've been buying parts from eBikeZilla for a while now, so there's a little plug for you guys. Thanks for hooking me up. All right, when they said that the Black Friday sale would be over, and I would have to get the silver one, but they accommodated me, and they got me. They swapped the black one out. Okay, so that's the scoop on that. Thank you, eBikeZilla. All right, so this is the box that it comes in. All right, basically I just have to cut the edges out, and then it just slides right out. Okay, it has this KO Tech tape on it. All right, would it kill KO Tech to provide some kind of stickers or something? So we can advertise for them. So say it's kind of bare bones for the stuff they give you, man. Not gonna lie. All right, and it comes out in this styrofoam packaging here, like that. All right. There's a sticker here. There was a sticker on the other side of on the outside of the box too. It says SRSA-001. Okay. There's all the parts right there. I have to say, it's not quite as nice a presentation as the KO F-Spec controller and motor. All right, it came in a nicer box. I'll put a link to that at the end of this video if you guys want to watch the unboxing for that guy. All right, but anyway, here's some important stuff. There's a baggie of hardware here. Okay, it's got a bunch of bolts in it. We'll inventory it when I go and assemble it. Okay, there's that. Okay, we've got the pegs here. These are the stunt pegs I'm talking about. I'm probably not going to use them. All right, I'm going to use. I'm just going to put plastic pegs for peg sliders. All right, so there's that. It's pretty nice. It's red. All right, anodized red, and it's knurled. All right, so it gives you more grip. All right, pretty cool. Okay, and I'd imagine this is the centerpiece right here. Okay, so this is the red color that it comes in. It's it's not a super bright red. It's kind of like a dark red, or yeah, it's kind of like a blood red. That's what I would call it. Okay, blood red. We'll see how well it matches the F-Spec motor red. All right. One of the things Hades Mega wished she did was buy the Pro controller instead of the factory spec controller, because the factory spec controller only comes in black. Okay, but there it is. It's anodized red. All right, most of the threading. All right, most of the threads are a thing. All right, remember it's CNC aluminum. It's not that cast stuff that the stock Sur-Ron has. All right, it's much stronger, much more dense. All right, if you guys don't know what CNC is, it's when you take a block of aluminum. All right, very strong piece of aluminum, like a billet aluminum, and then you
instead of like 3D printing it, you shave the, you know, the block down until you mill the block. You mill the block until it gets to the shape that you want. Okay, so this is one of the sides. This is the right side of the swing arm. All right, pretty sweet. It's pretty solid. It's much more solid than the stock swing arm. It's got a lot more holes than the swing arm. We will compare it when we get them side by side. Okay, a little bit. Okay, I will take the other side out. Okay, that's the other side right there. So let's take a little closer look at this one. All right, it says KO Moto in here. There's the bearings right there. It uses the same kind of roller bearings or ball bearing, roller ball bearing dealies. They're Indonesian bearings. Hopefully they'll last a long time. It's the same dealie as the Soron bearings. All right, you've got 2 bearings on each side. This is a 6000 series bearing. 6000 DU is what it says. All right, it's an NSK bearing made in Indonesia. All right, they've got 2 bearings. 1 bearing on each side of the swing arm, and then you've got a spacer in the center. All right, it kind of like a, you know, like an axle. It's very similar. It's pretty much the same thing as the stock swing arm. Okay, so here you've got some markings here, so you can figure out what the you know, your chain adjustment is. There's no cutouts at all. It looks like it's just been printed on there or painted type of thing. So that could come out in the future is my guess. I wish it was kind of like the stock swing arm where they cut notches into it. All right. I think I would rather have the notches. Okay, that's how you adjust it. And I believe there's one more part. All right, and then there's the support in the center. Get this out. Let's take it out from the bottom. There. Okay, that's the center support. All right, that's it. That's all. Everything I got from there. So and that's all the parts. Okay, right, and so there are all the parts laid out. All right, let's go over what we got in the bag. I'm not going to do a step-by-step assembly of this. I'm just going to assemble it. Like I said, there's no manual that comes with it, guys. So you kind of have to figure it out on your own. All right, guys. All right, so here's what's in the. Let me just lay everything out. All right. Okay, I've laid out all the hardware. All right, the fasteners. Okay, so one thing you'll notice about this. Okay, so one thing you'll notice about this kit is that you have to assemble it. All right, it's not like the Soron swing arm. It doesn't come like fully assembled one piece. It's not welded together, guys. All right, so I believe the reason that KO wanted to do it this way, all right, you bolt everything together. You have to assemble it. Is if you damage one part of this, you can buy a part from them. Buy the part that's damaged and replace it. Now I don't know if, you know, maybe you'd have to call them up and say, hey, I need the center portion, it got messed up or something. So this is the support brace right here, and then this is the center part here where the shock bolts into. All right, I don't know if you can attach a fender. All right, the hugger fender. I bought one of those Soron, those rubber fender dealies. I was going to try that out, so we'll see if we can use that. Okay. I'm not really sure if they have the bolts for this too. All right. Anyway, so here's what comes with the fasteners. All right. You got 2, 4, 6. You've got 8 of these. I think these are M. Okay. You've got 8 of these guys. All right. This is a M. This is a M8. Okay, that's an M8 by 25 millimeters. All right, you got 8 of these M8 by 25 millimeters. Like 2. Yeah, 8. Okay, and then you've got 2 of these, and these are M8 by like 30 millimeters. Okay, and then you've got this is a M10. All right, this is a M10 by 35 millimeters. All right, you've got 2 of those. Be nice if they gave you extra bolts, you know. Oh, this one. Okay, and then you've got 2, 4, 6, 8. You've got 10 of these lock washers. All right, these are the M8 lock washers, and then you've got 2 M10 lock washers. So you probably don't have to put Loctite in it because you've got split lock washers. All right, you've got this. I don't know what this is. All right, it also said there's supposed to be some kind of plastic chain guard, and it didn't come with it. Okay, so I'm kind of disappointed in that, but I don't run a chain guard anyway. So after I broke it the first time, so you've got the brake. This is the brake nub right here. All right, this is the part that they say breaks all the time. Hopefully, it won't break anymore. It doesn't break anymore. That goes. It should go in here somewhere. I think it's on this side. Okay. See this right here? That's where this goes. Okay, and you just bolt that in there. Okay. I actually don't know what this is for. But there's 2 bolts for it. All right. So they have. Oh yeah, okay. So there's 2 of these. All right. What are these? This is an M4, all right? It's an M4 by 10 millimeters, okay? They got 2 M4 by 10 millimeters, and then this is for the brake nub, all right? This is an M3, all right? The smallest one. This is an M3 by 10 millimeters, okay? So they're the same length, but they're different sizes. I'd imagine these 2 are for this, okay? Like I said, I still don't even know what that's for. It's got a bolt somewhere, right? Okay, and then this is for the brake nub. Alright, and the rest are the parts to connect everything. I wonder which one goes here. I think this one goes. Yep. Alright, so the M10 is for the stunt pegs. Okay. So these are optional. You don't really need it. Alright, guys, and I believe it goes here. Okay. Okay, I will go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and assemble it now. I will assemble it without Loctite, and then I will take each bolt out and I will Loctite each bolt. All right, I'm going to put a blue Loctite. All right, my guess is I'm probably never going to take this thing apart again. So, okay. Okay, so for the M8s, you're going to need a 6 millimeter. All right, Allen socket dealie. For the bigger one, it looks like you're going to need an 8 millimeter, guys. All right, that's an 8 millimeter right there. Then for the really small guys, this is what the M4. The M4 is a 3 millimeter. Right, and I imagine, I'm not sure which one this one is. Okay, the M3 is a 2.5 millimeter. Okay. Okay, those are all the goodies you're going to need to put this thing together. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. The only ones, so all the fasteners are pretty much the same, except for these 2. I'm not really sure where these 2 go. Okay, I know these 2 go here, all right, and we're not going to use them, so. Okay, so here goes. I'll try to get a video of me making it, but no promises. Okay guys, here it is. It's all together now. Alright. So there it is. That's what it looks like when it's assembled. It's pretty heavy, guys. This is going to add a lot of weight to your bike, man. But it's much stronger. There's no doubt about it. It's much stronger. Alright, there's a view from that side. Alright, there's a view from this side. Alright. Top view. The bottom view. Okay, so I figured out what that black plastic thing was for. It's a chain slider, alright? They add a little chain slider here, so when the chain slaps up on this, it's got something to, you know, slap up on, and not the swing arm, okay? So this and the brake nub don't have any kind of lock washer, so I highly recommend that you put like a blue Loctite or like a purple Loctite, okay? On it, or else it may come off. Alright, so I would definitely Loctite those. The bolts with the split lock washers, you probably don't need to Loctite it, alright? But I will take each one out and I'll put a little bit of Loctite on the tip of it, okay? Alright, and then the stunt pegs, if you wanted to install them, go right here. Alright, you would have your locking nut here. You put this in here. Stick it in there. And go like so. Okay, that's if you wanted to install the stunt pegs. And I'm guessing it's strong enough to hold a human being up, alright? So it should be pretty strong, guys. Alright, I weigh about 180 pounds, so should be able to accommodate that kind of weight. So the two longer bolts, I do not know where to exactly put it, alright guys? I'm not lying, dude. There's no instruction manual. How am I supposed to know what goes where? Alright, so I wound up putting the longer bolts right here, alright? I'm not sure. I don't think it really matters, man. But I put them here because that way I knew like it's not going to be too long, alright? Because these are the only two holes that go all the way through. Also, I'm not sure what direction this should be in, alright? It looks like it's symmetrical, alright? You could flip it around and you could install it any way you wanted, but I was unsure which way, alright? This one is it's pretty obvious which direction you need to install it. You install it the way it looks like the other swing arm, alright? Where the shock mounts right to here, okay? Hopefully this is pretty strong, alright? Because this is where all the forces are distributed on, right? Okay, and my suggestion is to put the chain slider, install the chain slider first before you put the center section on, alright? That's why I put the center section on first, alright? But put the chain slider on, okay, I didn't even know where it goes, so, and then I figured out, oh, it goes right here, it's for the chain, it's made out of plastic, guys, it's made out of like Delrin or something. Okay, hopefully they sell spare ones of these in the future if it ever wears out. If it wears out too much, it could touch the bolts here and then you may not get it out again. Alright, so hopefully it lasts a long time is what I'm going to say. Alright, so like I said, I don't know where these bolts go. Alright, I don't know where the two longer bolts go. I'm assuming it goes here. It sticks out a little bit on each end, so you know, I know for sure that goes all the way through. So, okay. If I put it in one of these other slots or one of these other bolt holes, it goes in and it bottoms out. All right, so I didn't want that. So I know like I'm not bottoming out any of these. All right. Okay, and then so all the holes that are left are there's threaded holes here and here. This is for the I think this is for the plastic cover for the jack shaft. Okay, here and here, you're just gonna have to use the hardware that's on your stock swing arm to install that. What other holes are there? There's still the holes here for this. I think that's it. All right, there's the tabs here for the chain guard. All right. So if you wanted to install the stock Sauron one, you could install it right here. All right. You're going to put the chain adjuster bolts right here. Alright, and these do not, I don't think they're threaded. Alright, they're threaded. There's no sleeve in here. Hopefully not. That would mean I had the version 1, right? But I believe this is the version 2. Okay, and then yes, obviously the axle goes through here. All right, the block goes here, and then the axle goes right through here. All right, and then that should be it. And then you've got the jack shaft. All right, the swing arm axle goes through here. Okay, and then the jack shaft is right here in the center, obviously. Okay, and then yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, there's 2 more bolts right here, 2 holes right here. This is for the hugger fender. So I believe you can use the hugger fender if you wanted to. All right, here's maybe keeps on breaking it, so I just leave it not installed. This is also for the brake line. All right, so the brake hose will clamp or will bolt to this. All right, and it's all for also. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and install one of those Swingarm, the rubber thingy. All right, the rubber shock protector dealie. I was gonna give that a try. So see how that turns out. All right, so there's some stuff from the stock swing arm that you're gonna have to reuse. All right, guys, but this is all the stuff, the KO stuff that they give you. All right, plus the pegs. All right, but I'm not gonna be using the pegs. I'm probably will install a swing arm slider on there. Is what I'm gonna do. Okay, so that's that is it. All right. I will have a separate video on when I get it installed on the bike. All right, I'll let you know how it goes, how well it went. All right, I don't know if there's a specific way you're supposed to bolt everything together. I just kind of looked at it and I just put it all together. I started from the top, and then I did the bottom, and then I loosened it, and then I tightened the bottom, and then I tightened the top. All right, so I don't know if that's the correct order you're supposed to do it in. KO didn't have a manual for this, so I don't know the exact sequence to install this thing. Hopefully it just, it just comes together, right? But it doesn't look like there's really much gaps and stuff. It looks like it all went together nicely, is what I'm gonna say. All right, so this is the black swing arm with the red accents. All right, so all the red stuff is in the center. All right, and the peg is red also. All right, and it's kind of like a blood red. All right, it's like a dark red color. All right, very nice. Very nice. I'm really happy with the way it looks. It looks sweet. I tell you this, it looks better than the EBMX one. It is heavy. All right, guys. This is definitely heavier than the stock swing arm. When I get it out, we will do some comparisons on it. All right, so look forward to a comparison video with the stock swing arm when I get this installed, and a video when I install this guy. Okay, but that's the end of the show and tell. Thanks for watching. All right, this is the KO swing arm. All right, more specifically the black one with the red accents. All right, I got this at eBikeZilla. You can get it at eBikeZilla. You can probably get it. You can get them at Grit Shift also. They run about $750 MSRP. I got it on Black Friday for 15% off at about $637 from eBikeZilla. Okay. So yeah, so all that's left is the axle blocks, adjuster blocks, the bolts, adjuster bolts, the plastic protector dealie here for the jack shaft, and then your swing arm axle, okay, and then the jack shaft. All right, and that's all that's left. And then all I have to do left, what's the next step? I should probably take these bolts back out and put Loctite. All right, for the chain slider and the brake nub. Okay, so those don't come out by themselves. All right, I don't think they will, but you never know. And then I'm going to take each one of these bolts out, and then I'm going to and also there's no torque spec, so I don't know how tight to make it. I made it as tight as I can make it with this guy. All right, and this thing is pretty strong. There's no torque spec, so how the heck am I supposed to know how tight it's supposed to be, guys? Yeah, I made it pretty tight with this. All right, electric ratchet, and then I went and double checked with the with these guys. All right, the T-handle wrenches. I just made sure it's nice and it's snug. It doesn't move at all anymore. Okay, so that way you know it's tight. All right, it's super tight. Okay, that kind of stuff. All right, yeah, that's all. That's the best I can do without a manual, guys. So unfortunately, they should at least publish it on their website, And then yeah, then there's this thing, okay? If you want to install it, but I'm not gonna install this. Maybe I will. I'm not sure, but I will be installing like a swing arm slider or something on this. All right. Oh yeah, so make sure you have a lot of different Allen wrenches. All right, I've got the sockets, I've got the wrenches, the T-handles. Yeah, it helps to have all these different ones. All right, guys, because some of them are kind of hard to get to. All right, for the chain slider, while it was in there, I used this one. All right, because the ball end one, you can do it at an angle. Okay, there it is. That's the KO Moto swing arm for Sur-On Light B. Thanks for watching. Here's Mig out. That's the end of the show and tell. Alright, Hazemig here. If you're curious as to how much the KO swing arm weighs, alright, the KO Sur-On swing arm weighs when it's fully assembled, without the adjusters on there, it's 6 pounds. Right, it's 6 pounds. Right, fully assembled. When I get the other swing arm, we'll compare the weights. Alright, that'll be in the install video.